Good evening, Red Foxes. This is Campbell Woods, head coach men's crew, coming to you guys with a quick fall update about the men's rowing team and some planning for the fall. Wanted to get everyone our dates and kind of talk about the new year. We're very excited. The student athletes just moved in to campus this week. This is the second year that Marist is running a more formal orientation for the incoming freshmen. And so that meant that the freshman move-in day was on Thursday, which is nice for the coaches and the athletes. Gets everyone back here a couple days earlier, and the oarsmen have already been busy as beavers down at the boathouse, erging and getting ready for the season to come. We will be starting up practices not this coming week, but the week after. And so they will be doing their 5K testing next week and continuing to ramp up and get hyped up for training to start the day after Labor Day. I wanted to get out some announcements about the upcoming season. So the first and most important is Alumni Day, which as always is on the third weekend in September, which this year falls on September 20th. We have a couple of changes for this year's Alumni Day. We had a great review session last year after the Alumni Day and some really good input from alumni on both the men and the women's side of the team. And we decided to transition back to a more daytime event. There were a lot of reasons for that, but not the least of which was we wanted the event to be a little bit lower key, a little bit more family friendly. And so this year's event is going to be essentially a luncheon. Family, friends, kids are welcome. There won't be any long speeches or drawn out, presentations or anything like that, as some of the past years have had. And we're trying to have the day be a little bit more mixing and meeting with everybody and a little bit less formal. We are going to be dedicating a few shells at the very beginning of the morning, and that will be very similar to last year's dedication, which was really awesome. And so we'll be making some announcements about that. The honorees who are having their names on a boat have already been informed, so we hope that you'll join us to honor them. And we're aware of some distinguished guests from various eras that have already signed up to come. So we hope that you'll join us that weekend. It'd be a great opportunity to see everybody, and then hopefully we'll work on a little mixer in the evening for those who are going to be staying here in town to come out and grab a beer and see all their buddies. Along with that, wanted to make sure that our current athletes' families knew that they were also welcome. I know that one of the boats being dedicated this year is going to bear the name of the parents of the class of 2026. And so we hope you'll join us in celebrating with them. And I know a number of the senior class parents will be here for that. After Alumni Day, we are going to jump right into the rowing season. So it's going to be a busy month of September for the team. We actually have official visits almost every weekend, and then we jump straight into racing. So the athletes are going to be very busy training, prepping, and getting some lineups ready for the fall. This year's fall season is going to be pretty much the same as last year. We are going to have a scrimmage with Williams at their boathouse in Pittsfield, Massachusetts on October the 4th, which is 2 weeks ahead of the Head of the Charles. We did that for the first time last year, and it went really well. Kind of a number of reasons why we like that format. One is that obviously we don't have any kind of entry fees or the kind of costs that are associated with going to a more formal head race. Williams is a really strong team. They've been a great conference rival, and so we know that the competition will be really good. We had some great racing with them last year, which was a lot of fun. It's also nice to just have two teams. It makes it a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little more intimate. The competition's a little bit more in your face. It's nice to be able to row head to head. And we're also able to do a longer, tougher workout, which we did do last year. I think we did 4 2Ks and then maybe 2 smaller pieces last year. So, it was a great startup event for us last year, and we're excited to jump in and be doing the same thing this fall. Following that, we will have the Head of the Charles, which is, I have October 11th written here, but I know that that's wrong. I believe it's the 18th, but I can double check that. Head of the Charles is going to be a very busy weekend as usual for the team. We have the Red Fox Navy. Men and women will be racing on Saturday. The alumni boat is looking extraordinarily fast. I will be bringing you more details about that in the weeks to come. We are waiting. We had an automatic entry from our Alumni 8 last year, who had a great race and came in 17th. And so that boat is already entered. We are waiting for our application for the men's Club 8, which if we get in will be a second Alumni 8 for the men, which would be very exciting. And we do have a very deep pool of athletes who are training super hard, so we're hopeful we'll get in and be able to show our depth of speed in the Red Fox Navy this year. I know that on the women's side, there's a strong crew as well. Last year, they got automatic reentry in the Alumni 8 and in the Alumni 4, and I believe they are both entered this year as well. Also on Saturday, the women will be racing in the Club 8 and I believe the Club 4, but I'm not certain about that. It depends on what's going on with the women's selection. And the men will be racing in the Collegiate 8 and Collegiate 4, which last year both earned automatic re-acceptance for this year as well. So that will be an exciting weekend. As usual, the Head of the Charles is a disaster in terms of the number of people there, but it's a ton of fun. If you're in the Boston, Massachusetts area, we hope you'll come and join us. We will be having alumni gathering throughout the day on Saturday at the race course. There will be an alumni gathering at the beer garden in the Falls area in the afternoon that day on Saturday. And there's also some talk about setting up an alumni gathering that evening somewhere in Boston, which we'll be putting out more information about as the time gets closer. After that, following weekend, Saturday, October the 25th, is Head of the Schuylkill, which we will be attending with the men for the second year in a row. We had been going to the Head of the Fish for a long time. We transitioned to the Schuylkill last year and had a great experience. Very impressed with how well the regatta was run, and we're excited to be going back again this fall. That will be a full team event, so not just picked crews, but the full roster, just like we had last fall. And then the weekend after that, on November 2nd, which is a Sunday, we will be in Princeton for the Princeton 3-mile chase. Last year, we took just our top 8. This year, we are looking to take our top 2 8s to that event. And we hope that anyone in that area will be happy to join us there in Princeton for a lovely day on Lake Carnegie. That's it for the fall season. So pretty much the same thing that we ran last year. We are definitely looking forward to a strong season. Those of you who were not in the loop last year or just jumping on now or are new parents, we had a very young varsity crew last year. We had, if I recall correctly, we had 4 or 5 freshmen and 2 or 3 sophomores and 1 senior in our varsity crew and a junior coxswain. And so it was a very young boat. And with all of those athletes returning, we're super excited to see what we can continue to build. At least 2 of those athletes have been involved in U23 racing over the summer and made some significant gains on their 2K scores, which was exciting to see. And I know that there's a lot of excitement and energy in the boathouse right now about getting their 5Ks prepped and ready and jumping into the fall season with a bang. And so, a real sense, I think, after the progression of last year's crew throughout the year, that there are big things in store. We had some really great racing at the end of last spring at the Dadvale Regatta and then again at the NIRC. And so this year, I think that, the young athletes have a real sense of what they need to do and also a feeling that what needs to be done to qualify for the IRA is attainable and something that they could do within this next season. We've put some carrots out there. The team has talked a little bit about making a trip back to the West Coast this spring. That's on the table potentially if we can hit some goal times that we need to hit this fall. And so the athletes have those goals in hand and know what needs to be done. And we're going to push really hard this fall to see if we can prepare the ground, so to speak, for that to happen in the spring, which would be really exciting. I'm trying to think if there's anything else for this update. I am going to be back with you guys very soon in the next week with an introduction to our class of 2029, which is our incoming freshmen. We are super busy recruiting right now. Special thanks to Coach Stratton, who's been incredibly active over the summer, recruiting all over the country. He was at U.S. Nationals and Canadian Henley and the Independence Day Regatta. We also ran a recruiting fair here at Marist campus, which is the first year we ran that. We had 40 athletes attending and 5 other universities joined us for a college fair day. That was a lot of fun. Great opportunity to meet some students and introduce some younger athletes to the recruiting process. And we're hoping that that event will be building in the years to come. And obviously was a great opportunity to showcase Marist's beautiful campus and our boathouse right there on campus on the water. Please jump in and sign up for the Alumni Day. We hope to see you there. Don't wait to get the sign up super late in the game. That makes it harder for us to plan out food and the other logistics of the event. So if you're planning to go, please jump in and sign up. I'm going to put a link at the bottom of this video for anyone that's interested in signing up for the Alumni Day, and we hope to see you there. And if we don't get to see you at Alumni Day, we hope we will see you on the road at one of our events this fall. Go Red Foxes!